It feels good, like I knew it would. It feels good, like I knew it would. Every night and day, all the games we play, keep on doing it, doing it, doing it. It feels good. Oh, you know it feels good, feels good, feels good. Oh, you know it feels good. It feels good.
As the end of week 1 approaches here at the Audi Quattro Winter Games, the final event of the Alpine program saw a high-caliber field compete in the slalom events. Teams from many of the heavyweights of the Alpine ski world were present in the field of over 80 men and 50 women. Norway, Austria, Canada, Switzerland, Germany and a strong Team USA presence were at Coronet Peak to contest this Continental Cup event. Ideal snow conditions greeted competitors, but with low cloud covering the bottom section of the course, it meant skiers would have to be at their best. First skier to drop was American Michael Ankeny. He, along with German Stefan Lutz and Stefan Winkelhorst of the Netherlands, benefiting from starting at the top of the field to post impressive times. Christoph Kreisel of the Czech Republic also found the conditions to his liking. His first run time of a 45.80 saw him comfortably into the top 5 for run 2.
The course is nice, but I think I could go more like charging. It's first time here on this slope, so I need to know better a little bit.
Dropping bib 17, Austrian Manuel Feller impressed with the third fastest time of run 1. Feller stopping the clock at 45.55.
Of course, if I ski a race like this, the goal has to be the win. I think it was a good first run. Of course, my bib isn't as good because I have no NC points, but yeah, I'm happy with my first run. Maybe I could be a little bit less behind, but yeah, the slope is already getting a little bit rough. So I think I did a really good job, and the race is over after the second run.
Switzerland's Marc Rochat also enjoyed his first run. Pulling himself up from bib 37, he posted the 5th fastest time of the day. A smaller field for the women's event, but no less competitive. Norway, Sweden and Great Britain out in force, but so was the fog, which took its toll on the field, with 13 competitors failing to complete run 1. However, by the end of run 1, some impressive times had been posted. Sweden's Ylva Stalnaker set the pace with a time of 48.77. Her teammate Natalie Eklund not far behind with 49.11 seconds. The Swedes' dominance continued through Sara Hector and Estelle Alfond, both ignoring the low cloud to post impressive times of 48.56 and 48.13. Martina Dubovska of the Czech Republic also raced well, and for the local crowd, 15-year-old Alice Robinson recovered from her disappointment at the giant slalom races. From start 47, the Queenstown High School student posted the 11th fastest time of run 1, 51.26.
So to the standings after run 1 of the Australia-New Zealand Cup slalom, here at the Audi Quattro Winter Games New Zealand. The top 30 skiers from the first run will ski in reverse order, with the fastest skier dropping in last.
Yeah, the hill's great. They moved it from the out wide to the race arena, and it's a much more difficult hill. A lot of terrain, steep, flat, constantly changing. So that's always a fun challenge. And then, you know, we haven't had the best weather down here in New Zealand so far, but the snow set up incredibly well. I think it's about as best as we could hope for. We're down here training, chasing that endless winter. And so for me, someone who needs to improve their world ranking coming in next season, I came down specifically for these races, for sure. But for, you know, some of the other racers like David Shadunsky, our top slalom skier, I think it's more of just another way to train yourself, get in the race gate again, and lay it all down.
We had a really nice course and the slope was perfect. It was pretty straight, so you really had to give full gas, and I guess I was not really on enough. But it was fun and a good experience, and yeah.
Well, the cloud is cleared and conditions are near perfect here for the second run of the men's slalom at Cornet Peak. The course has held up superbly well, and all the skiers will be looking forward to this. And on course, Adam Barwood. Good, strong, aggressive start. Through that hairpin, just a little bit off balance. But he's got it back. This is good skiing. Onto the steep, superb pictures. Another little error. Took that gate really tight. And now he's getting into his rhythm. This is good skiing. Good second run charge. Adam knows that this is a great chance to improve his world ranking and set himself up nicely for this Olympic season. Last couple of gates, cross the line. 1 minute, 33:24, and that is good enough for second place at the moment. Well done, Adam. So at the top of the course, in the gate, Phil Brown of Canada. Nice smooth start. So important to set your rhythm. And of course the course setter will try and break that rhythm regularly by varying the gates. You'll see vertically set gates with little hairpins, and the skier has to move his feet very quickly. Nice and neat onto this steep section, tight to the gates. Through that hairpin well. Letting the skis run on this slightly flatter section. Then again, driving. Through another hairpin. Phil, the national slalom champion from Canada, age 25. And that's a combined time of 1:32.64, and that's good enough for first place at the moment. In the start gate, Mark Engel from the USA. Nice aggressive start, giving this a bit of a charge for the second run. Through that hairpin neatly. Really tight line, close to these spring-loaded gates. Great pictures as he comes onto this steep section. Nice quick feet from edge to edge. This is good skiing. Mark currently ranked 36th in the world, 25 years old. And I'm sure, like all the competitors, really enjoying these fantastic conditions. Crosses the line, total time of 1:32.47. Back to the top of the course, and we've got Eric Reed from Canada. Oh, just a little in the back seat there as he set up for that hairpin, but looking pretty smooth otherwise. A good first run this morning, starting from bib 36. Not bad at all. He's actually slightly better giant slalom skier, although handy in both the technical disciplines, slalom and giant slalom. A little wide on that red gate, but carrying speed well. 26 years old and son of Ken Reed, who was one of the crazy Canucks that dominated the World Cup downhill skiing in the 80s and 90s. And across the line in 1:32.57. Luca Erni on course. 7th after the first run. Another talented member of this big Swiss squad that's here at Cornet Peak. Nice tidy skiing. And a good high line here on this little steep pitch. Fast feet through the verticale. Superb conditions here now. Course is holding up really well. All the skiers will be loving this. This is another cracking run. Down, last few gates into the finish, 132.24. And that's good enough for first position at the moment. So in the start gate, Marc Rochat from Switzerland. He had a fantastic first run. Started 37th, and he's blasted his way into the top 30 in 6th place. And he's really charging this run. He's going for it. He obviously wants to get a big result here. It might look a little bit wild, and he's making one or two small mistakes, but he's carrying really good speed. He's flying. Great to see strong, aggressive skiing from some of the world's best skiers here on this really demanding and challenging slalom piste. And a charge down across the line, and that's 132.01, so he's in first place currently. And in the start gate, Christoph Kreisel, 5th after the first run. The Czech's 30 years old now, a real veteran, a triple Winter Olympian. Oh, and a bad mistake there, went pretty wide on that gate. Now, he will definitely have lost a little time, but straight back into his rhythm. And a good high line down this tricky steep section, so he could have got away with that. We'll have to see. But this is tidy. Trying to get into a really smooth rhythm over the undulations and rollers of the bottom part of this course. And driving down towards the finish. And that's a combined time of 132.50, and it's not good enough. He looks disappointed, half a second off the pace.
With an overall time of 132.50.
Next up, bib number 17, Manuel Feller, 3rd fastest after the first run. 24-year-old Austrian, really good technical skier. Strong in both giant slalom and slalom, and indeed was 2nd in the World Championships in St. Moritz this season. And you can see why. This really is a great demonstration of slalom skiing. All the work in the lower body, the arms just deflecting these spring-loaded poles away. Tight line, fast feet, quick through that verticale. This is a real charge. It's looking good. Drives the last couple of gates, crossed the line. 131.26. That's first position with just 2 skiers to go.
Yes, it is.
Stefan Lutz from Germany. Onto the course, sets himself up. Nice and high. Quickly through that verticale. He doesn't look completely settled. This is a little bit ragged. Desperately trying to find his rhythm. 25 years old. He is a very good slalom and giant slalom skier, the more technical alpine disciplines. 2nd fastest after the first run. But he doesn't look... Oh, another little mistake. He doesn't look completely comfortable on this run. Could be pushing just too hard. Trying to carry his speed down the last few gates on the course. Cross the finish line, 132.09, and that's only good enough for 3rd.
Manuel from Austria.
And only 1 skier left to go. Stefan Winkelhorst from Holland, and he really had a fantastic first run this morning. Good aggressive start, but a little wild there, and that's a bad mistake. Definitely lost a little time. Now he has some advantage, but he's probably eaten all of that up, and he doesn't look completely comfortable here. Trying to keep the upper body quiet, drive the legs, quick feet. Good on this flatter section. But again, a couple of mistakes and another. Well, surely he's giving this lead away. He'll have lost speed and he won't have it on the last few gates. 1:32.34. So very disappointing for Stefan Winkelhurst, having led the first run. So it's Manuel Feller from Austria who takes the gold in the men's slalom at the Audi Quattro Winter Games New Zealand. And on course for the second run, Storm Klomhaus from USA, bib number 30. Ooh, a couple of little shakes in the first few gates, trying to get into a rhythm. Storm's only 18 years old, one of the young up-and-coming members of this strong US team. Skiing quite well down this steep section, really looking to carry your speed over the rollers onto the flatter part of the course. 54 gates on this women's second run, vertical drop of 180 meters. Skiing into a verticale here, very quick feet. This is good skiing from the young American. Down across the line, combined time of 1:37.10, and that is good enough for first place. In the start gate, Martina Dubovska. The Czech is 25 years old and a very good technical GS and slalom skier. And this is a nice smooth first section of the course. Good line, carrying nice speed. Conditions are really ideal here at Cornet Peak. Nice through this slightly flatter section, trying to keep really tight to the gates. Sets up for the verticale, quick feet. This is nice skiing. 9th on the first run, and with a time of 1:36.33. That's good enough for second overall at the moment, just 0.22 seconds out.
Snow is perfect, but this run was more rhythmical, I think. Yeah.
Shira Meyer on course. Young member of the Austrian team, but boy is she talented. She's just 20, but she's already the Austrian women's national champion, and that really is impressive. Skiing, alpine skiing is the national sport in Austria. And this is really nice technical skiing. Little slip there, but I don't think she lost any time. Quiet upper body. Working the feet really nicely. Good line, a good rhythm. That's what you're looking for in slalom. Sets up for the verticale, nicely through it. Great skiing from the Austrian. Cross the line, and that's a combined time of 1:36.52, and that's good enough for first place currently. Out the start gate, Mina First Holtman from Norway. Oh, and a little mistake. Just put her hand down, lost her balance, but a great recovery. And I don't think she lost much there. Into her rhythm now. Great pictures as she comes onto this steeper pitch. That's nice and early. Just a couple of small mistakes, but nothing much. 5th after the first run. And Mina, of course, won the ladies' giant slalom earlier in the week. Just a little mistake there. She's really going for this. It's good. It's very good. 1:35.52, and that takes first place currently.
Mina, looks like you went for it on that second run.
I did. I had to. I have to do my best, you know, when I'm here and racing, and well, looks like I was last, so cross fingers for a good position. So.
Next up from Norway, Christina Riis Johansen. Oh, a little wide on that gate. Some of the skiers struggling to get into the rhythm. But now she's looking more settled. The pitch of this slalom course is continually changing, and of course the course setter is trying to make it as difficult as possible and varying the rhythm of the skiing. But this is really neat from the Norwegian. And as I say that, a bit wide, and definitely lost a little time there. Always tricky when you lose a bit of time before you come onto a flat section. And as she comes down to the finish with a time of 1:36.43, unfortunately she drops back to 6th place. So a little bit unfortunate for Christina. So in the yellow bib, Sarah Hector from Sweden on course. The yellow bib, of course, signifying that she currently leads the Australian New Zealand Cup Series. And she's on great form at the moment. Really charging this second run. This is great skiing. Oh, a little error there on the steep. But fights back nicely. Straight back into her rhythm. Nice smooth turns, tight to the gates here. Sets up for this verticale. Good quick feet. This is nice skiing from the Swede. And that's a combined time of 1:36.11. And that's good enough for second currently, with 2 skiers to go. On course, Katharina Linsberger from Austria. Nice start, trying to get into her rhythm. Course just cutting up a little bit now. This is pretty smooth. She's just 20 and only debuted on World Cup in 2016. And in the same year, she was 7th in the World Junior Championships in Sochi. So another really strong upcoming Austrian talent, and great to have her here in New Zealand, competing at Cornet Peak. Great technical skiing out of the verticale, setting up the last section of the course, charging across the line with a time of 1:35.93, and that goes into second with just 1 skier to come. Estelle Alphon on course, daughter of Luc Alphon, the famous French alpine skier and rally driver as well. But Estelle skiing for Sweden and only switched this season. Great pictures of the top technical section of this slalom course. And Estelle skiing it nicely. 22 years old and really good in the technical disciplines. I think the French are a bit disappointed that she's chosen to ski for Sweden. Nicely down the lower section of the course, crossed the finish line, 1:35.41. And there we have it, first position and gold medal to Estelle Alphon. Confirming the result for the women's slalom, Estelle Alphon from Sweden in first, with Mina Fürst-Holtmann picking up silver. And the result for the men's slalom, in first place and taking gold, Manuel Feller of Austria, and in second, Marc Rochat from Switzerland.
It's exciting, and I really love it here in New Zealand. Conditions are very good, and it just shows me that the skiing is okay for this time of season.
Well, it's great condition, great course, great weather, everything. So just gotta take the chance and do it. It's early in the season, so it doesn't matter if you go big or go home. So I'm happy.
I train hard for this, so this is nice. It's a good feeling. Finally, I can have a win in slalom again, so I'm happy.
Of course, I think a win gives you confidence all the time, so that's why I'm doing this. Not just because of that, it's also race practice, because in autumn we don't have the possibility to do races before the World Cup season starts. And that's why I mostly do one slalom and one GS when we are here in New Zealand.